1 hour a week. Stand on the crossroads of history and feel the intense rumblings of the apocalypse. They fly by, names and faces you've seen before. Names like Kennedy, Sinatra, Monroe, Castro. Names that made history. But this time, everything you thought you knew is up for grabs. This time, you're traveling with Momo. You're confused. That's the way Momo wanted it. Momo, Sam Giancana, a sharp-dressing guy in shades who takes way too little credit for way too much. Cross him just once, wake up dead. Just ask Kennedy. What makes Momo set off all those fireworks that shaped the last half of the 20th century? You'll be right there. Just don't stand too close to the fire. In the first 26 hours, Momo makes a man's first wife disappear in exchange for future control of the White House. He throws a big society wedding for his daughter, only to get pegged with a subpoena to get questioned on national television by a Senate investigating committee. Then he gets involved with the CIA in a secret attempt to whack Fidel Castro. You'll meet the sexiest woman alive, Judith Exner, who's having simultaneous affairs with Sinatra, Jack Kennedy, and Momo. During the 1960 presidential elections, you'll see how Sinatra acts as a bagman, secretly running cash between Momo and the campaign fund. Then you'll see how Momo tips the close national election right there in Chicago, the old-fashioned way, with intimidation, ballot box stuffing, and votes from the grave. You'll watch Momo fall like a ton of bricks for singer Phyllis McGuire, risking everything for an international courtship that lands him on the front pages of newspapers all over the world. You'll see Sinatra kick the shit out of an undercover Fed, trying to spy on Momo and Phyllis McGuire in their Cal Neva hotel room. Watch what happens to Sinatra, the man in the middle, when the White House snubs Momo and leaves Frank holding the bag. And Momo's old pal Marilyn Monroe, she gets a little too close to the fire for her own good. You think she killed herself? That's what Momo wanted you to think. Then you'll see Momo's final revenge, a well-executed plan that almost comes off perfectly.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
When one little detail goes wrong, you'll see why Momo has to put the arm on his old gun-running pal, Jack Ruby. In the course of the first season's 26 episodes, you'll see a story, sometimes funny, sometimes frightening, about seduction, betrayal, and deadly consequences with wide ripples. And that's just the first season. After that, the feds kidnap Phyllis McGuire. Bobby Kennedy decides to run for president, and Momo does hard time in a Mexican jail. The stories don't quit, and they're all true. Authorized by Sam Giancana's own family members, full of secrets never known until now, and backed up by FBI surveillance files only recently made public. If you've never been in the back room, this is your shot. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.